What's up YouTube, BizMath here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about whether you should or should not start an LLC when you're starting out in your wholesaling business or if you have a wholesaling business right now. So before we go on, you all be sure to like this video, to smash that like button and also subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions on whether I started my wholesaling business with an LLC, or if you are starting your wholesaling business with an LLC, or you're not thinking about that, you're just out there trying to get your first deal, let me know in the comments down below. So first, I want to start with just saying, is it required for you to have an LLC when you're wholesaling? And the answer is no, it's not required. Is it recommended? Yeah, sure, probably for tax reasons and maybe if you want to have a certain professionalism to it, and also may help with different legal issues you might face in this business. So one of my main, I guess, irritation with especially new wholesalers is that they get boggled down so much by the organization, the minute details of this business, and they don't prioritize what really matters in this business, which is finding discounted properties, finding distressed situations, and helping sellers out and talking to sellers, reaching out to people to see if they are willing to sell. That's the main focus in this business. It's not necessarily about you getting the biggest check. It's not about you having fancy cards, business cards, or setting up an LLC, or hiring virtual assistants. No, right now, just go out there, find properties, talk to sellers, period. So I want you all to focus on that before you start talking about LLCs. I'm making this video because I did have a lot of requests about whether or not they should start an LLC. So that's the first thing. Don't worry about that, especially when you're first starting. No, it's not required. Go out there, get your first deal, get your second deal, and then you can worry about getting an LLC. But if you have the funds or whatnot to start off early, or if that's just your personality type and you want to start with an LLC, okay, but don't make it a burden. Just do it quickly. So right now, I'm just gonna just kind of show the pros and cons to getting an LLC and how you can get an LLC just online. So right now, if you all can see, I'm in Google, and the way you set up your LLC according to my state, which is in Tennessee, you go to the Secretary of State. So I'm just going to type in Secretary of State, Tennessee. And I'm just going to go to this right here, and this is our website. And where you go is you go to business services, you go to business entity filings, and I go to LLC, limited liability companies. And then from here, you can put form or register a new business, and you can start online and you can make it online. So how much does it cost for an LLC? So there are different costs based on every Secretary of State in that specific state. So Tennessee will be different than Arizona, than California, than Alabama. And there's this website that actually has all the prices for every state. It's on InkFile. InkFile is a company that also does it for you. If you just want to fill out your information, just type it in, and they take care of all the paperwork. They take care of contacting the Secretary of State, finding your registered agent, and all that jazz. And as you can see, it has different prices, some cheaper than others. As you can see, in Massachusetts is $520, and you have some like $50, $70, which is crazy. And in Tennessee, I believe it's around $300, 308. But so Tennessee is one of the higher ones in here. But yeah, they have different prices that you can go and look how much it would cost. Even if you go straight directly to the Secretary of State, this is the cost of it. So InkFile, I actually used InkFile to set up my LLC. I just had them doing everything. And if you go right here to their website, you just start off, you put the type of entity you want to sign up in your state. And this is their option. So this is the silver option. It's just files the thing for you, and it's totally free. Um, so it's already 308 on the Secretary of State website. But if you, for some reason you like this layout better and it's just cleaner, easier for you to set up, you can do it directly on there. And as you can see, this says the state fee is what you select. This amount is a pass through and it goes 100% to the Secretary of State. InkFile does not keep any part of this fee. So where this company makes money is that they also provide you EIN number, the operation agreement, all these things that you kind of need to open up a business. For example, the EIN tax number, you need that in order to open up a bank account under your LLC and to make other financial transactions through your LLC. But if you don't want to go through here, you can actually do it for free. It's not required. But if you want them to just do everything, set up your LLC and get all the requirements and documents for you, this is their Gold package. I actually use this to set up my LLC. Yes, I could have done it all around $300, but I'm lazy in that aspect because understand, just concentrate on getting deals done. So it would be 457 and it got platinum that I never got into, but it's 607. I don't know what other extra things. It's just, more expedited the process if you're willing, if you had closing a deal next week and you want to get an LLC like this week or something, you can invest that money in that package. But if you just want to set it up without using these third-party websites, you can go directly to the Secretary of State and set that up. And there's this other website that I was looking at, and this is how to form an LLC in Tennessee, which is my state, and they have the different steps. So number one, you have to pick your LLC name. If it's related to real estate, you could put something like um, Property Solutions of Texas, or um, Property Finders of California, or We Buy Houses Inc., or something like that, or We Buy Houses LLC, whatever it is. And you just have to make sure the LLC name is available, and there's different tools online that you can do that. Then you have to choose a registered agent. They're basically in charge of they're responsible for receiving your tax forms, legal documents, and just making sure everything is right with your paperwork and within you and the government. And then you have to file the LLC Articles of Organization, which is basically setting up your LLC. This is the document saying, yes, you legally own this business. This is a legally operating business. And this is where the cost really comes in, because the article organization mentions, the owners in there. And the more owners you have, the higher cost your LLC will be to form. Yeah, and so you basically do that. Step 4, operating agreement. You know who's operating it, and then you gotta step 5, get an EIN number, different things like that. And that's basically the gist of uh, opening an LLC um, in your wholesaling business. So now I want to talk a little bit about uh, I guess the pros and cons. Obviously, there's a slight, the tax advantage to getting an LLC is not as much as most people think. The real tax advantage comes when you make more money and then you have to actually get like an S corp or something like that, where you can kind of pay yourself as an employee, and then you just have what is called like dividends, like profit. So let's say you're doing decent, you make a half a mil when you're wholesaling. LLC, you may have a slight tax advantage over just claiming it as an individual, but it's not as much as going under S corp. So let's say your company profits 500K, but you as a person, you live in Tennessee, you don't, the cost of living is cheap, you're single, you only need a salary of like 30 grand a year. And so you'll get taxed as individually on that 30 grand. And then the rest of the 470 grand, yes, it gets some tax, but it's not as much as, uh, getting taxed on it as a whole, you know? And so another thing here in Tennessee is there's no state income taxes, but there's business franchise taxes. So that adds a little bit more to your plate. And yeah, so that's one way. That's how you form an LLC. Is very fairly simple. I just wanted to talk quickly, make this video about that. Number one, it's not required. Please, you all, don't concentrate on setting up an LLC early on in your um, business, because I just feel like it can be a distraction for a lot of newbies. And then number two is, if you do, they're very simple ways. You can just use like a third party like Inkfile. I know there's like LegalZoom that you can just pay them. They do everything, and you can go on with your business. And even if you want to expedite it, you can pay a little bit extra for that. Or if you want to just go the traditional route, go directly to the Secretary of State. Most states, you should be able just to do it online. Just type your information and just pay the fee, and you'll be all good. And then the next thing is that, yeah, there's some pros to having an LLC over not having an LLC, but don't let that stop you or bog you down, or where you're just so scared that someone's gonna do something and you don't have your LLC. There's sometimes that I close deals just in my name alone, and I just transfer the money in my bank account, and you can make corrections. If you have a good accountant, let's say for the first 6 months you're closing in your name, and you get a good accountant, they can actually make those funds under those LLC. They can, do different things in their accounting world. But I'm not a financial advisor or accountant. Check with those people. I'm not an official CPA or anything. I do have my degree in accounting, so I am an accountant. But yeah, so I hope you all really enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. I'll talk to you all later.